Would you lose everything to love? Welcome to Magician Recaps Explains. Love, they say, is the most beautiful pain and breaks everything, including curses and customs. We are telling a story of a great African king and his bastard son in the United States. Let's set the ball rolling. On the 30th anniversary of his wedding with Lisa McDowell, Shari Headley, his daughters, Mika, Kiki Lane, Amma, Bella Murphy, Tinashe, Akili Love, come in to congratulate them a happy anniversary. They put up a great celebration for the anniversary. Prince Akeem of Zamunda, Eddie Murphy, battle his daughters in a combat, and they eventually defeat him. Later that day, General Izzy, Wesley Snipes, the supreme leader of Nextoria, troops into the palace of Zamunda with his army to ask for Prince Akeem's daughter hand in marriage for his idiot son, Idi, Rotimi. He makes mention of Prince Akeem abandoning his sister at the altar, making her to bark continuously, saying since he didn't marry his sister to bring peace between both countries, his son must marry Mika to bring the two countries together. However, Prince Akeem denies giving his daughter to marry Idi. General Izzy suggests Prince Akeem's son can marry his daughter, Papado, only to realize that he doesn't even have a son. General Izzy then threatens him to reconsider his offer, saying it's better to be bound by blood and marriage, rather than blood and war. Prince Akeem is summoned before his dying father, King Jaffe Jaffer, James Earl Jones. Jaffe and his shaman, Baba, Arsenio Hall, revealed to a troubled Akeem that he had sired a son during his first visit in Queens, New York, after his aide, Semi, Arsenio Hall, had enticed two women into spending the night with them. While Akeem was still searching for his future queen, one of them deliberately drugged Akeem, resulting in a tryst he did not remember. As Zamundian tradition demands that only a male successor can inherit the throne, and Akeem has fathered only daughters, Akeem is forced to travel back to Queens to retrieve his son. Otherwise, Zamunda could face a hostile takeover by Zamunda's militaristic neighbor nation, Nextoria, whose dictator, General Izzy, the brother of Imani, Akeem's original arranged bride-to-be, has been pushing for Akeem's eldest daughter Mika into marrying his foppish son, Idi. King Jaffe reveals that he won't stay for long, so he wants to see his funeral before he dies, and it should be a spectacular one. Therefore, he was late in state while alive during the funeral. Many guests across the world come to witness the funeral. King Jaffe then called Akeem to emphasize on his decision to go and look for his bastard son, for the heir of the throne. Shortly after that, he dies peacefully. Following King Jaffe's funeral and Akeem's ascension to king, he and Semi travel back to Queens to find his illegitimate son. Lavelle Johnson, Jermaine Fowler, goes to search for a job, but he's denied the job because of his looks and him dropping out from school because his mom lost her job. During a light-hearted reunion with the barbershop gang they bonded with, head barber, Mr. Clarence, informs them that the son in question is Lavelle Johnson, a ticket scalper who hustles outside of Madison Square Garden. They go to find him carrying his portrait picture. Finally, they spot him selling tickets. Semi advises Akeem not go as a king, but should dress casual, to avoid unnecessary attention. He approaches Lavelle and discloses to him that he is his son. Baffled, Lavelle sends them to the house for clarification. After an awkward reunion with Lavelle's mother, Mary Leslie Jones, Lavelle says he is not going anywhere with Akeem until Semi-intentional dropped a briefcase of money and gold. Lavelle changes his mind and says he won't go without his mom. Akeem agrees and takes him back to Zamunda, much to his family's displeasure. Liza is not happy with Prince Akeem having a bastard son. However, he tries to explain that it's happened before they even met, but she still feels offended and not happy about both Lavelle and his mom. When General Izzy learns of this from one of his guards, about Prince Akeem bringing his bastard son from Queens, he drops by to introduce his daughter, Papado, Tiana Taylor, to Lavelle. As a last shot at laying claim to the throne of Zamunda, King Akeem now asks Lavelle if he's interested in marrying Papado, and he says yes, without hesitating. But in order for him to qualify as a royal prince, Lavelle first has to pass a series of traditional and hazardous tests. Lavelle is at first highly unwilling to place himself in danger, but then bonds with Maya Rembi, Mom's Amombatha, a royal groomer, who tells him of Akeem's quest to find his queen and encourages him to follow his own path. telling him to be a prince of Queens but not a Zamunda. Lavelle then invites his uncle, Reem, Tracy Morgan, Mary's streetwise brother, to Zamunda, who coaches him on how to blend his urban upbringing lifestyle with his new royal status. Lavelle gradually develops an understanding with Akeem's family and, using his wits and some forced courage, Tinashe starts to like him, following Bayama. Mika helps him to pass the confrontation of the lion test by telling him to use more of his mind, rather than a courage, and he passes successfully by cutting the whiskers of the hungry lion. And to his surprise, that wasn't the last test, as he was told. The last test is to circumcise him, in front of everybody. But out of courage, he agrees to be circumcised, but it turns out to be a prank, revealing that he's worth to the Prince of Zamunda, and is made Prince of Zamunda. Lavelle falls in love with Maya Rembi, but since he's agreed to marry Papado, he is stuck in between. However, at his accession party, General Izzy comes with Papado. Lisa gives Mary a necklace to make up their differences and become family. She thanks her, and both starts to take some wine. Lavelle sees Maya Rembi and tells her that he can't marry Papado because she's the one he loves, but Maya Rembi leaves. However, Lavelle overhears a conversation between Akeem and Izzy, which makes him believe that Akeem is just exploiting him, and he, Maya Rembi, Mary, and Reem go back to New York. Upset at losing Mary, whom she has befriended, Lisa locks Akeem out of their bedroom. After a pep talk from his father-in-law Cleo McDowell, John Amos, who reminds him of late Queen Aeolian's progressive mind, Akeem flies back to the States, while Semi is left to stall Izzy, who intends to return the next day to either see Papado marry Lavelle or declare war. Returning to Queens, Akeem finds that Lavelle and Maya Rembi are about to get married. Confronted by Lavelle, and reminded of his own life story, he gives them his blessing and releases Lavelle from his marriage to Papado. When Maya Rembi expresses reluctance in the couple cutting all of their ties to Zamunda, Akeem offers to fly Mary's family back for a proper wedding. In the meantime, Semi and the princesses, all trained staff fighters, fight off and subdue General Izzy when he invades the palace, forcing him to try a more diplomatic approach. Upon his return home, Akeem changes the royal succession by allowing his daughter Mika to ascend to the throne upon his death, while Lavelle is made an ambassador to the United States, and General Izzy has opened Nick's Doria for a peaceful political and trading relationship. The film concludes with a grand party at the royal palace to celebrate Lavelle and Maya Rembi's marriage, including the barbers from Queens as special guests, including the most successful award-winning musician from Nigeria, Davido, and also a performance of the song We Are Family from Sexual Chocolate. That's all for this movie recap. Just like and subscribe for all blockbuster movie recaps.